Hello. First thing is not technically a bug fix. The first thing is the thing that I did last night with doing the offsets to the ripples and stuff. I did it in kind of this hack way, and I don't like that. So yeah, I realized I probably should just pass the offsets in. The thing is, well, let's just do it. I may have to change a lot of calling sites. We will see. Wait, ripple quad. That's only called from here. So that's fine. All right. So okay. So we're just going to go down here for offsets. Yeah, I don't know. Let's do this. I don't love this. Whatever. All right. So that means we'll pass offsets in there, and we'll get rid of this ocean hack like that. Okay, so this must be, that's magnitude. So we got the argument in the wrong place. No big deal. No big deal. I ran out of my super delicious honey, guys. Fortunately, we can get some more tomorrow. If it weren't winter, we could have gotten some more today from the farmer's market, but the farmer's market is not happening. Okay, let's not even run it yet. I thought I put 2 hacks. Yeah, here's the other one that we did last night. So here we are passing it ultimately. Oh, we're just doing immediate quad down here. This one's a little different. Let's just change our for loop to here. All right. So we're going to do this. And we're moving our offset loop into the middle. I guess we only did the entity movement hack one time. I felt like I remembered us doing it 2 times. But this time was not so bad. We can move the UVs out of the loop. It's fine. I mean, a lot of this could be factored out of the loop if we ultimately care. We probably don't. But, you know, it is what it is. All right. Sugar is bad for humans? Dude, I've been on a mostly sugar diet, and I've lost 12 pounds in a month. I've been on like a full simple carb and sugar diet. It's crazy. Real men are on the carnivore diet. I mean, here's what I think. Various people have different problems, and you have to figure out what your problem is and fix it, right? I don't think there's one answer. Don't talk weight, talk body composition. My body composition is way less fat than it was. Being in my 20s, I can eat a lot of sugar. That's a really good point. Well, I mean, I'm almost in my 20s, so, you know. It wasn't easy to eat ice cream? What? What do you mean it wasn't easy to eat ice cream? What are you talking about? No, honey has been, like, dude, I've been eating a lot of honey. This honey is not as good. Let me ask you this. Have you ever seen a fat bee? Like a morbidly obese bee? I don't think so. A bumblebee? Are you fat shaming bumblebees? If they're genetically that way, then you're fat shaming them. What kind of honey am I? This is New Zealand Manuka honey, raw and unpasteurized, which is fine, but it doesn't taste nearly as good as the honey that I would like. Okay, so this is working. This is great. I think we'll take the W on that change. I feel like this level I want to tweak a little bit. Oops. To make it see, because the idea is you go here and you do this, and I just I don't know, it's hard. I think if I just make the get on point of this island here, I don't know. Just so that you have a concrete place to aim for. Let me see how I feel about that. We're supposed to be doing code, but like, hey, we opened to this level, and why not? Like, I think if I went here and the rock was there, It's just a clearer level, right? Probably that breaks the test. Yeah, so we have to re-record. Like, look, there's exactly one place that you get on, you aim for it, it's fine, right? All right. How are you defining the path that the rivers take? We already have better river corners. You don't want to do splines for these. It's a grid-based game, guys. It's a fucking grid-based gameplay. We'll wait for this to come back around. That also, it's less messy if you can't, like, race the thing. All right. So we're going to go here. And we're going to go here. All right, cool. So, all right, let me do one other thing, because the color on this character blends in a little too much with the lily pads. Why do we have so many lily meshes? All right. We'll make these guys like redder, something. See how much more that stands out? It's great. Let's make this a little darker. Even make this a little darker, but not too much. There we go. See that? There. See that? I mirrored one of the guys. So here, let me see. Now they're facing opposite ways on the little lily raft. It looks better. How has it affected the design of the program to think in terms of a grid? I mean, the entire game is built around grids. The rendering isn't, but the gameplay is. You just have to play the game to see. It's very, so much of this game is about explicitly being on a grid. Can't wait for another game. I know, dude, I can't wait till this game is out. Oh my God. It's going to be so great. I've got more other stuff to come after that I would like to do. All right, so revise a level. Is it intended that you have to do a full round trip? Yeah, it's fine. Like, it's an observational puzzle. Okay, it's not about figuring out the solution exactly. It's about observing the pattern of how things go. and being interested in it. And so giving people a cycle of observation is fine. Can you print size of R? Size of R. Why couldn't you do that? What? What? All right. Am I a pirate? What's happening? This is not up to date, is it? Did I never check in? I have a Mongo bug list. Okay, well, I got to get my bug list off the laptop. Back in a second. Those are not related. Those are just keywords to remind me of things. Okay. Okay. So. All right. That is fixed. That is fixed. Okay. We have an error where when we load the overworld, we have some oceans, and those oceans don't have meshes. And I don't understand why, because they should have meshes. Unless maybe there's an existence group going haywire or something. But, so I put in an error message to catch this. And now, anytime we go to the overworld, we get like 3 errors per frame. So we're going to try to fix this now. Have I ever deprecated a language feature that I already used? Yeah. Oh yeah, all the time. Well, not all the time, but yes. You wanted to start reading Against the Day, and this stream happened. Look, I'm not going to stop you from reading. I'm not going to stop you from reading. Okay, so check this out. This looks nice, right? Wait, we're not getting the error. Why aren't we getting the error? Is it only in release build? Is it only in release build? What's happening? I don't know. Well, RTX 2060 be enough for the new game? We haven't figured out official specs yet, but I would expect it should be. I don't know. Remember the stats on that card. But like, we're scalable in terms of rendering performance. So if you can't run it at full resolution or whatever, you just cut down the render buffer resolution and yeah. So you would be able to play the game on that, yes. What video card do I have? I have like a 4080 Ti or something. Okay. What graphics API are we using? This right this second is using DirectX 12, but this engine also does Vulkan. It's over 100 entities on the screen. It's let's see how many entities it is. Also, this is a debug build. Mr. Streamer, why is it not 5,000 FPS? So let's see how many entities that was. We're just going to do a select. This is maybe a little more. Yeah, it's about 1,000 entities. Except, no, it's more than that because we don't have like decals turned on and stuff. Wait, that's fog. Dude, these icons suck. That's decals. So there's a bunch of decals. Let's see. Again, let's just select. Yeah, it's around 1,000. All right. But we're going to add a little more. This is in progress, by the way. How much have I looked at web GPU? Only a little bit, only enough to see that it's Rust syntax made by people who had no idea what they're doing. That's all. Why? Why do you think it's really great? What does it do that's actually better than other shading languages? It uses Rust angle brackets. You have to say vector 3 angle bracket float. That's what you like about it? Do we have a price for this game yet? No, we do not. Having some text below those UI filter buttons. Yeah, that would help, but like the fucking icon should... Like I've been using this program for years and years. The fucking icon should tell you what it does, right? Like the icons are just bad. It's just the problem is... You know, I try. Yeah, I won't go into it. I won't go into what the problem is. The icons are bad. The API is really good. Yeah, I haven't really looked at the API. I can't say much about it. Will there be a Linux release? I really doubt it. It's extremely doubtful. We just can't. There's no way people on Linux don't buy games. So there's no way to pay for a Linux release of a game because nobody will buy the game because they're all communists or something. So yeah, we will run on Steam Deck just fine, right? But it'll be the Windows binary. Will the Mac OS capitalists get the game? Probably. Probably. It's a little bit of a non-trivial port, right? Because new Macs are all on ARM. But we can compile for ARM. This engine runs on ARM in a different incarnation for the VR game. It's just for this game, we haven't tried ever compiling for ARM, and so we don't know what the issues would be. It may well be non-trivial. arguably you want to use the game to verify the compiler supports ARM well anyway. Yeah, I mean, at some level that makes sense. Like I said, we've already done it for the VR game, so like there's no problem in principle, right? When will I start my game-oriented OS? Probably never. Like, the problem is just I could rant about it. We've had really bad luck trying to hire programmers in the past. Let's say 4 years. I don't know. Some people have been good. It's been approximately 50-50 in terms of hires turning out good versus not good, which doesn't sound that bad, but it's just really expensive to pay a programmer for a long time and have them try to work on something and then it ended up sucking and you have to redo it all anyway. Like, and that's happened like a couple of times. So now don't get me wrong. Other programmers we've hired were great and did a good job and all that. So this is not complaining about like all programmers or anything. And we had someone who was a summer intern who was surprisingly good, and we're looking to hire him back, assuming we can, this year. So it's not all negative Nelly situation, but just like it's been really, really hard to hire people who even want to do a good job. You know what I mean? And even sometimes people who think they want to do a good job, they'll then like just do really bad. So it's just hard. And so like if I was going to do an operating system, the problem is I just can't. So I've spent a long time from the past 10 years working on this compiler. Like a substantial fraction of my time was this compiler. And like that's great. I enjoy doing it and all that, but I need to do more games, right? And so if I did an OS project, it would have to be me directing other programmers for the most part. And I just don't feel like that would work very well. Like we haven't, let me put it this way, on the games, when it's going well, it's because I'm programming alongside the other programmers and am able to manage it that way. And when we let programmers just like off the leash to do random things, it's often wrong and bad, right? And I wish that wasn't the case, but that's how it's turned out a lot. Again, this is not a complaint about anybody on the team now. We've sort of had our house cleaning where we fixed a lot of this, but yeah, I just don't know how to do it in the current environment. Like programmers are too, I want to say too spoiled, and like the joy, like it's not even that. It's not even that. It's that maybe, as we've said before, and as people in chat have observed, like the percentage of total programmers now who really got into it for the joy of programming and working on difficult, interesting problems is like a lot lower than it used to be. Maybe that's the core problem, right? And so when you hire someone, they're like not, they don't have like awesome high quality programming in their heart, usually. I think that's the problem. I think that's the real issue. So it's hard. I don't know. Maybe we'll try it at some point, but I'm just in a negative Nelly mood about all this right now. Maybe after we ship this game, I'll be in a better mood. Got to hire Soding. Well, I don't think we can right now because it's illegal to hire Russians if you're in the US, right? Hopefully Mr. 47 will fix that. But as of right now, I don't think it would be legal. What kinds of mistakes do those programmers make? I mean, it's mostly, here's the thing. It's very weird. So I've been in video games a long time. So when I went into this game, I sort of thought of everything in it as a relatively easy problem technically. Because look, this looks pretty good. It's not done, this scene, right? But it looks good. Nothing we're doing here is, state-of-the-art rocket science in terms of rendering or engine structure or anything, right? Making this engine has been more an exercise in, let's just make a modern engine that doesn't have a lot of historical baggage in this new programming language so we can leverage those features, and let's see how it comes out and whether the programming language can compile a large body of code, very quickly and all these things, right? And so I never thought of any of this as rocket science, right? But here's the thing. It is a complicated game. Modern renderers are fundamentally complicated. And then the game itself is also just really complicated gameplay-wise and in terms of all the different things it does, which is true of all our games. Like, one of the things that I just tend to do in my games is I tend to push really hard, like go further than we had to, right? And I think that's when one reason people like our games is because we went further than we had to, right? In what you see and what you experience. So the gameplay code is actually really complicated for this game. And it was hard. Some of it was hard for me to figure out, and I have a lot of experience, figure out how to do. But so, when you bring a programmer in, and even if they're just going to work on gameplay code, which you would think is the easy code, if they don't respect the complexity of a modern game and try to keep everything clean, like at the start of this stream, I went back and I said, I don't like the way I did this thing. Let me do it in a cleaner way, right? You have to always be doing that. Because if you don't do that, the mess compounds very quickly, right? And then this has consequences. So some of the consequences for example, last year, we had some problems where, I had said, hey, here's, the druid in this game can turn stuff, transmute things between different materials, including living characters and all that, right? And we didn't have a good effect for that. It was just we would swap out the old object and pop in the new one. And so I was like, hey, let's have someone just do some gameplay code to make that more of a continuous graphical effect, right? And it's just the way it was done, both because the existing gameplay code has a lot of constraints, but also just a lack of respect for the complexity of the situation. It introduced a lot of gameplay bugs and weird stuff because now entities were because you're disappearing one thing and appearing another thing. Instead of just swapping them out, that means the lifetime of these entities has to overlap, right? And what happens if you just keep the entity there? The whole reason this game works as a puzzle game is because it operates according to strict puzzle rules. That's why there's a transaction system and stuff that people have asked about, right? And so if you just put some entities in the world for some extra time for cosmetic purposes and don't guard against the second order consequences of that, you can have all sorts of gameplay and exploits showing up because I was transmuting a monster, but it was still there in the world. And then during the time of that transmute, and then I quit the level and saved and came back or what, there's all sorts of stuff. There's all sorts of stuff that can go wrong. And so it's just not easy, right? And so maybe what I'm saying is to do appreciable code in a game, you just should have a certain experience level. I don't know. But then the other thing is, yeah, you gotta be constantly if you do something and it's kind of messy, you've got to be not satisfied with that. You've got to want to do it cleaner because games are so complicated now that will kill the game eventually if everybody's just doing things kind of messy and it builds up. And then I get extra aggravated and angry about it sometimes because like I've worked for years. So in this modules folder that we distribute with the compiler, at this point, some of it is like, oh, this is code that's not supposed to be that good and whatever. But most of it is like trying to be like a very clean, very understandable version of libc. And that's like the compiler has like a lot of mission statements, but one of those mission statements is like, look, your core support code doesn't have to be that big and it doesn't have to be mega ugly like GCC's or like Microsoft's, right? It can just be clean and nice and understandable and whatever. And so then when people are like hacking in some bullcrap gameplay code that's not good anyway, and then they start messing up the modules and stuff, I get like extra like, because now I have to fight you to preserve, you know, that has happened a couple times. And then, you know, we want to give out the engine eventually, right? So we don't want the engine to be like total crap code. We're giving it to people. We want it to be good and understandable and a good example. It is going to like not be totally clean because it's a very big, complicated game engine, right? But like, come on. And so, I don't know. I've just had a lot of disappointment in those categories is all that I'm expressing right now. I shouldn't do that on stream, but it is whatever. It almost seems like you're looking for programmers who think about the game design and implications as much as the program itself. Well, you have to. Look, if you're going to do gameplay programming on a game, you have to understand the game very well. So at our company, we take breaks every once in a while where people's job is just to play the game and understand the game, right? Relatively frequently we do that. And the reason is because if you don't understand what you're working on, there's going to be a lot of problems, right? And I think that's something any game company should do. Could I show some examples? No. So the examples of what I was talking about have mostly been cleaned up now, right? That's the thing. So I can't really show you. Unless I were to dig them out of source control. It's not, I got work to do today, right? But it's just to say, yeah, it's actually hard to hire programmers. Like I said, we've had about a 50% success rate, maybe a little bit less. I don't know. I need to go look at the log of everybody we hired and what the outcome was. But it's probably less than 50%, but probably. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, guys. And, you know, here's the thing, if you have extra money to burn, you can work with 50%, right? It's like, okay, we hired this person. They seemed like they were going to be really good. Didn't work out. Okay. And you just move on, right? But like, money's been a little tight for most people in the game industry for the past couple years. And like, you can't afford to do that as much. Isn't it kind of crazy the stark difference between like this and like one screen over? The extra money seems like a good idea. We're going to do our best to make some extra money with this game. But yeah, the reason for people popping in late, the reason this discussion started was like somebody asked, are you going to do the OS after this? And I'm just like, I don't know. I might be too frustrated and fed up to try to do a bigger project this way. I might just want to, like, I'm really happy when I'm just by myself working on a game, and then the bigger of a team that we're trying to wrangle, the less happy that I am. So I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to go to running like a 10 programmer project or something. Now that said, I also think it's something would really improve the world. So I don't know. I'm not totally ruling it out, but we also don't have funding to do a 10 programmer project right now. So not at the rate programmers want these days. But that might change in the future. You never know. Is game 3 still in the pipeline? Yeah, game 3 is the next game after this one is done. Yes, I really want to go back and do game 3. It's really good. And we should be able to do an initial version of it way faster than any of these other games. Just make your own non-sucky Linux distro. I mean, the big problem with Linux is user space. But here's the problem is like Linux itself is mostly an operating system design from the 70s to the 80s, right? It's a re-implementation of Unix. And I don't think Unix is that good of an idea on modern computers. I just don't. So like if you really want to advance technology, you do something different. But like, this is the crazy thing. There's like only really 2 operating systems right now in the whole world, right? Unless you talk embedded devices or something. There's only 2 operating systems. There's Unix and there's Windows. Right? So Android is like Unix with a bunch of poop on top, for example. And like not letting you call APIs without Java, which in retrospect is like the worst technical decision ever made. But like there's every other operating system is a Unix variant, which is great. It's great that Unix has been so successful, but like it's been 50 years. Computers are way different. We should like our operating system core should be way different than Unix. And a lot of problems would just melt away if we just did that. But the complexity of the task is so high, I'm not surprised that we're just not getting the activation energy to do it. I mean, for a while I liked Windows enough and thought it was better than Linux, but like they're rapidly destroying, like I hate Windows now and they're just making it worse and worse every year. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay. I am stymied by the fact that we are not getting this error. So I'm going to run the release build. If this is a release only Heisenbug, that makes it interesting. Or maybe it only happens in certain conditions. All right, so we're here. We're going to go here. Yeah, I mean, honestly, no, it's not happening now. I don't know. Let me load it. Let me control F11 it. Control F11 is like we're in the editor, right? And then we're going to launch the level. It's still not happening. Okay, well, so let's load straight into the overworld and see if that changes anything. It's not happening. You know what? Let's just go look at a different bug. If we're not repro, we have, oh, that's the wrong file. That's old. Okay, let's do some UI stuff. Since we have a lot of viewers, it's maybe more fun to do UI stuff. So one of the things that happens in the UI is when you step over the levels, you get this little window that, see that? And like, it kind of sucks. This is like the 4th or 5th evolution of how we're doing this thing. And the point is, it's supposed to be that you can see the level, you know, when you walk over the thing. The problem is you can't see the level at this size, right? You have to enlarge it to see the level. And I mean, here it's extra, I don't know. So when we make it bigger, it's just more annoying because a lot of the time you're just walking around and thinking about stuff and you don't want stuff covering your screen. So I think I'm just going to make this size 0. I'm going to keep the code exactly like it is, but it's just going to be size 0 unless you call it up explicitly, right? And like all this like noise in the middle, I think that's also making it hard to parse the image sometimes, but I'm not going to work on that today. That's more like nuance. Yeah, let's just do that. Did I cash out of Trump coin? Yes, I sold Trump coin for, I made like almost 4x on Trump coin. Because I got in a little too late. Did I cash out before Melania hit the building? I think so. Only made 2x. Dude, 2x is not nothing. What's the thought behind the preview? Because sometimes you just want to know what level it is, right? Like if there's levels that you've played. So if you haven't played a level yet, you won't see this anyway, right? This isn't for levels you haven't played yet. This is for levels that you have played and that you've solved or whatever. And like you're trying to go find a particular level again, maybe. That's what this is for. What's wrong with a text bubble and some stars? Lots of things. The levels don't have names, first of all. So how is that going to tell you anything? All right. So I'm trying to remember what the code is called that does. It's probably in HUD, right? Subtitles, faders, overhead map, HUD, character select wheel. It's not in here. I think it's called viewer, although I might have got rid of that entity. Well, I guess we're still using it. Okay, there's also animation viewer, which is not. See, we've gone through so many iterations of this. We used to have these like embedded on each screen or whatever. So this, let's look at this for a second. In world panel. Why is viewers in there? All right, we're going to take this out while we're doing cleanup. I guess I just didn't. All right. So viewers used to be like objects placed in the world, and that just wasn't working out. But I didn't make the final decision that it definitely wasn't going to be that way. All right. So now that's gone. This shouldn't really be an entity anymore, honestly. Let me put in my off-screen notes, viewer is no longer an entity, but that's lower priority than what we're doing now. All right, so where do we actually do this? Well, I'm just looking for the code that makes them grow. Maybe these aren't actually viewers anymore. Okay, hold on. What is this? Get rid of that. All right. There's a lot of things with the word viewer in them. Wow, this code is really old. Okay. Nexus views. Aha! This is what we needed to look for. All right, here we go. This is just the thing that makes it get bigger or smaller. Hopefully. So where's the sizing? Active T. Control prompts. Well, who uses Active T? That's on other things. Okay, nobody in this file. Wow, this is the fun part of going back to code that you haven't looked at in a really long time. It spreads out below, putting your character over the spawn point in the level. That idea doesn't work for this game because you're not the person in the level. And there might be multiple people in the level. Is the profiler in the engine the nth iteration of the building blocks of the interactive profiler series from game dev? Yeah, probably. We have multiple in-engine profilers now. We could run this really fast. I don't remember what all the hotkeys are. So the one that's being asked about right now is this one. Well, by the way, this is a debug build, low frame rate, etc. Right? Okay, not that one. This one. Yeah, so like I wrote a profiler for Game Developer Magazine, published the source there and all this stuff. And then Sean Barrett basically, as far as I know, started with that and rewrote it and made it more serious. And that became iProf. And then I took iProf and, well, we were using it for the witness just in the game. And then for here, I ported it and made some other changes and stuff. But so if it's correct that iProf started with my game developer code, which I think it did, then then yes, this is a descendant of that. But so that's one of the profilers, but this is the GPU profiler. It's a little different. So you can like lock, and you can like mouse around and like whatever, right? Yeah, you need to, if you're making a game, you need this kind of thing because it always happens multiple times during development that like something is taking way more time than it should be due to a dumb bug. We had one of those just like a month ago. And if you can just see it, it's much easier to understand. Would I consider streaming to YouTube? I mean, YouTube has probably the worst censorship of any platform, so I don't know why I would support them further. That's how I feel about it. I mean, I watch YouTube a lot, but I think, like, I don't feel good about YouTube. YouTube does not make my heart warm, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. So, who is... Let's just look here. So let's just update Nexus views. All right. Wait, what? Oh, I'm in the wrong file. I was like, wait, I should be seeing more hits. I was in the wrong file. Okay, so that's the loop we were looking at. And here we kill anyone who's old. All right. Dude, I don't remember writing any of this. So target... We're overloading the... Oh, because spacebar is also character select wheel. Yes. Okay. So magnification. Okay, this looks like the thing that draws it finally. It's just been a while. All right, so this is just putting like a little easing function on it. Scale 0. We're actually doing a scale. This is nutballs, dude. Okay, level viewer. Why? Yeah, I guess I thought we might draw like a 3D mesh with this on it, which I guess we still might do. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't make sense. Gameplay visuals, level viewer, minimize scale. Oh. Like, it's been literally 4 years at least since I've looked at this. Level viewer, minimized scale. 0.0. Is that literally all we had to do? We could have done that while the game was running. With so little syntax highlighting. Do you think that angry fruit salad helps you think better? What does that do for you? All right, so there's no thing. And then now there's a thing. It's a little weird where it's coming from, but we can work on that later. So I think I like this better. All right. Cool. Cool. I mean, that was very easy. Could have done it in 15 seconds. Took a while to figure it out. Let's put a little optimization here where we say we just don't draw it if the scale is 0, right? Yeah, oh man, we really don't want this to be an entity. It's just that it used to make sense that it was, because we had them sprinkled around the world. All right. What do I think about landmarks instead of the what is a landmark? What is wrong with chat? What is a landmark? Why do you expect me to know things? Tarkov streamer. Yes, but from context, I knew that he did not mean the Tarkov streamer. Okay. This is very debug right now. All right, so it's an improvement. I like that we don't have little turdlets when we walk around. It's better. All right. We probably want to fade out sign rendering and all that, but we'll do that later. Right. Okay. Actually, let's do that right now. We're here. We're right in the middle. What did I see? I saw there was like a based on viewer variable or what was it? I saw it while we were looking around for these things. Let's just look again. Oh, was it in HUD when we were looking there? Fade is not a good word to search for. Do we call something get masking due to Nexus views? That's what I was looking for. All right. Get masking. Yeah, so it's just that. So, for example, on the sign rendering, or maybe it's in HUD. Draw signs. All right. Oops. Am I in C++ right now? I am not. I am not. All right. So here we go. Something in the level that identifies it. So you want me to have to go in the level to know what level I'm going to go into, is what you're saying. Right? For your convenience, before you go into the level, you can go in the level to see what level it is. That's great. So it's working. Everything is pretty good. See, the sign now is... oh, why did that stay up? What? That's weird. That's a weird bug. It's like somehow I pulled away from it and it stayed up. We'll look at that. Oh, yeah, it kind of did it again. We'll just keep an eye out for that, because like I said, when we make it not be an entity, that's going to involve just reviewing the code, and we're going to look for things that would cause that. Yeah, the article with the original profiler is probably still up on my web page, right? So if we go, my really ancient hand-programmed web page with sarcasm quotes around. Oh no. Oh dude, did I not renew the host name? What happened? All right, I got something to look into today. All right. Something's going on. My home page isn't up unless you Wayback Machine it. Sad. Sad. Wait, it loaded when I didn't do the root. Anyway, this is my awesome, beautiful homepage. And the game development magazine is here. And these are all the articles I wrote in 2002 to 2003. And unfortunately, all these articles, because the page limit was really short, the articles were just, like, I was constantly battling to like be really compressed in how I express things, and so they're probably not as good at explaining things as they should have been. That was the problem with writing for a print magazine. Anyway, so the profiler is somewhere. Profiling, interactive profiling. Yeah, so we had these sort of 3 articles where these are all in probably C++, early C++ or something. Look at how short these frickin' articles are, dude. This is like how much space they gave me. I had to break this into 3 parts because, like, this is all you could put in the magazine, right? I hope the source code is up. Maybe it's not. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't have the source code archived. It used to be like on the game developer website. I don't know. People can let me know if they're able to find it. Oh yeah, there's a link in chat, the archived source for all the stuff, if you're curious. HTTP works. All right. Well, we obviously need to do some stuff to the web page. I guess that's the thing, is Chrome is defaulting to HTTPS, right? All right. Let me take the W on these very small changes. And then I've got a meeting in 15 minutes, so this is not going to be a really long stream. But we can repro another situation, which is that dead characters do not fall. Wait, what was this? Oh, we didn't take the W on all this stuff. All right, well, let's just check it all in. MISC changes involving UI and water rendering. That's not a very helpful commit message. What are you going to do? Ugh. All right, someone else is working on the game. We got to merge. Are we going to have a demo for Steam's Sokoban Fest in April? No, we will not. I doubt that we will do a demo. It's just too much work. I would rather just put all the energy into the game and make the game good when we put it out. I don't think demos really help you sell a game unless, like, if you're literally new to game development and nobody knows about you or your game, and you don't have any other ideas about how to promote your game, and your game is really good, and even though it's good, it somehow doesn't get lost beneath all the noise of all the other games in the demo fest, then a demo will help you. But, like, it would not be... Oh, God, we have conflict. It would not at all be... What the fuck is going on here? It's just an indentation conflict? Are you shitting me? Like, really, guys? Let's make sure that works. Yeah, I mean, I think it's those kind of fests are fun for players, right? Because, like, you get to see what all the games are, and probably most of them aren't very good, but you might see a couple that are really good. But for developers, I don't think it's good. All right. So let's try again. Sometimes committing is not easy. You can't ship a new language without a formatter. Watch me, bro. That's what a code formatter fixes. No, you guys are dumb. I changed the indentation on my side because we removed a level of nesting. It was correct for the indentation to be different, okay? Somebody else made an unrelated change in the file. The merge code saw that the indentation was different and wasn't sure if that mattered. Of course, it doesn't in this language, but it didn't know. But he is not wrong. Yes, he is. He is wrong. The indentation that I did was not an auto formatter would not have made any change to what just happened, guys. Except that you would have less self-respect for yourself as a programmer and less self-esteem and less ability to determine your own destiny. Not Destiny the streamer. We already know what's up with him. Like, why do you guys say that? It's like you're so brainwashed that you don't even observe what happened. And instead you're like, well, code formatters get TDD. Like, come on, guys. Like, I changed the correct indentation, and therefore the indentation changed. I mean, look, come on. I only saw 2 comments saying that, or maybe 3. Out of 1,000 people, that's honestly not a bad ratio, right? What is 3 divided by 1,064? 1,078, it just changed. So, congratulations. This is how many people failed the smart person test today. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good as a percentage, or yeah, or times 100, right? So 0.28% of people failed. That's pretty good. Most of you are doing great. Most of you. Yeah, I forgot. Memory safety. If only you had had memory safety, you wouldn't have had that source control conflict. All right. We've only got 10 minutes because we're having too much fun with the rants. Okay, hold on. Let's go back to the ugly level. Actually, no, we don't want the ugly level. We want the even uglier level. This is just, why is it called wardrobes? I don't know. I do know, but it's arbitrary. It's just a level that became where I keep experimenting with random stuff. So all right. Here's the thing. Characters do not currently seem to fall when they die. So for example, if I put warrior dude here and I put monster dude here, I think he will get killed by monster. Whoops. Get killed by monster dude, but not fall, right? Yeah. So that's lame. Whereas if he walks here, he falls. So we just want to fix that. Could be easy. Could be hard. Let's go look in. Is there a check for is dead in here? Yes. But okay, that's just the animation messages. That's not it. Okay, there's all sorts of stuff could be crazy here. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to delete all these entities from the level. We're going to start in the debugger, and we're going to break. The reason I'm deleting all these entities is we're going to break in evaluate fall, and we want it to be easy to. Oh no! I have to put in my frickin' product key, which, you know what? No, we won't deal with that right now. Exit. Exit, please. All right. I have one in, because we bought Visual Studio 19 like a long time ago, so I have it in email somewhere, but we've only got a few minutes. All right. So, how do I? falling. All right. Did I recompile? Maybe. Let's see. Evaluate fall. Evaluate fall. Maybe we don't even get here for this guy. I don't, do we get there? Yes. Okay, so that was intentional. We just dove off the pit. I'm just making sure breakpoints are working and all that. All right. So evaluate fall. Who is the entity? All right, well, oh. See, that's, oh, God. We're like on the wrong line. No, this is why I hate this shit. Why are we on totally nonsensical line numbers here? All right. Maybe I didn't compile. Maybe that's the problem. Also, Visual Studio is just better at printing these values. Okay, level state. Why are we evaluating fall for level state? I don't know. Monster. That's it. We didn't even get here for guy. So maybe it's because he's like, this line doesn't exist for some reason. Like, what the fuck is happening? All right, let's just see. So first entity, level state. Second entity, monster. Okay, I think we're not going to get here. Make falling transaction. Well, maybe we didn't get into falls to evaluate. Let's see. Falls to evaluate. Just one. This is going to be the monster. Probably. So why? So the problem is probably here. Ah, is dead. Literally right here. Literally right there. Did we win? Did we win in our last few minutes? Who should we raid? Somebody give me a good raid target. All right, ready? Hey! We win. Let's try a different real fast. We also want to know if he gets roasted, does he fall? Ready? Hey. Awesome. Possum. That's how you succeed in the games industry. Valigo, or however you pronounce his name, is streaming. Okay, let's do Valigo. Thanks, everybody. We're sending you to a good programming stream. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for bug fixing with me. See you laters. I got a meeting to go to. Have a great day, everybody, except the people who said auto indent. Those people can have a mediocre day.